What's up, y'all? This is RVS.
This is ROD, aka Rated R.
And we are the We Coming For You cast. And we talk about pro wrestling from a black dude's perspective. Tell them what they can expect on this here podcast.
Oh, we gonna give you all the raw and dirty and everything black from AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, and any other wrestling in between. If you want your wrestling unfiltered, uncensored, and you want it raw, you need to subscribe to the We Come For You cast.
Right here on SOLC Network.
Everybody sound good. All right, we back. Thrones Meet the Game, House of the Dragons, episode. What episode we on? Episode 5.
Season flying.
Yeah, episode 5. Shout out to Scott here. I know our listeners that are viewing this. He is now a Valyrian, full-on Valyrian.
And he looked the part too. That's what's crazy.
Right? Yeah.
I was like, damn, he could have. You could have slid in when they walked in like Belly. You could have slid right with him.
Hey, look, I want to talk about that. We'll talk about that. So let's jump in. Let's go to Prue Valyrian. What is your initial thoughts on this episode, my man?
Well, Damon is my dude. Like he's my he's my spirit animal, my Game of Thrones spirit animal, because that dude he does not give a fuck. I thought the episode was really good. I mean, I thought it was a lot of action. I will probably get into it when we get to the wedding stuff, but I was a little irritated by the events that started that because it didn't really make sense to me. And this is kind of my complaint about the entire season. It seems as if the writers have a destination they want to get to, and they lazily create situations to get to those moments, and it winds up being compelling television, but it doesn't make sense necessarily from the character's perspective as to why they do certain things. And again, we can go into more detail when we get to that part of the show, but I mean, I really like the episode, but I do have a couple complaints, but I mean, I have complaints about everything. So,
all right, Sleep, what about you?
Definitely a good episode. The theme for me for this episode was niggas not shutting the fuck up. Like it just was a lot of just, I wouldn't even say pillow talking because it wasn't even after sex. Niggas was just real free. They was real free with a lot of information, like for no reason. Like I won't say like it just. I'm like, why would you go and talk to him? Why are you talking to her? like. And from go, I mean, even Damon's wife was talking too damn much. I was like, why don't you, like clearly this nigga is not there. Like he's about that life. He is Black Air Force One energy at all times. Like he is ready to go at all times. He's pure chaos in every scene. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's like the Joker on Batman. Like I don't know what the fuck he gonna do, but I gotta watch because I know he gonna do something. He never has a chill scene. Like it's never a scene where I'm just like, you know what, Damon was real cool in this scene. And we'll get to the wedding later. Even though coming to the wedding, Damon just a wild boy. I see why he your favorite. Like he wild, but I give it an 8 out of 10. There's a couple things that even though it was kind of so. If you read the book, this book doesn't read like it doesn't read like a novel for real. It reads like a history book. Like it's straight up like
it's coming from a third person perspective.
Yeah. So it reads like you're reading like, you know, social studies and some shit like that. So they had to fill in the gaps. And I get that. They got to like flesh it out. But yeah, niggas was wilding. Well, white niggas, I guess, was wilding. The black folks was chill most of the episode, actually. It was the white folks that was on one. As usual.
So yeah, I looked at this episode. I was like, the niggas. And I'm talking about when the black folks came in and like I realized it's a smart casting to make Valyrians all black, because I went back and went into the archives of season 2 with Stannis, and remember that Stannis had that navy with the brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be Valyrian.
Oh snap, dead ass.
Yeah, the dude, and all the ships got blown up. If you go look at the history, the Valerians got blown off the map because all their ships got destroyed during the Battle of Blackwater.
Mm.
That was the crew that he went and Stannis went to go holler at the Valerians to be able to do that attack.
Boy, you just put me on some game. You literally
So
just
it ties back to that original black dude. He was talking to on the beach all the time and like, hey, we gonna do this, and then he just disappeared and got blown up and killed. They even say in the text that all the Valerians got almost killed after the Battle of Blackwater.
Oh wow, okay.
And those were their ships.
That's wild. And that makes sense.
It connects to the back. It's like, okay, I see what y'all was trying to do potentially. It's not just the people like, oh, it's a woke thing. You had a black dude that was over all the ships in the Battle of Blackwater, and the Valerians in the books were the ones that owned all the ships that Stannis was rolling through to go to do the Battle of Blackwater.
So he's a descendant of them.
Yep. I mean, it's not officially said that in the book, but it's implied of like that he's a Valerian.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, okay, all right, we done flipped it.
Okay, no, that's super dope. Thank you for the education, young man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, okay, and maybe it'd be dope if there's some thing of like, hey man, we had to get about the game, like Pruitt was talking about earlier, like he had to cut his dreads. Maybe them brothers was the same way, like, you know what, we finna cut our dreads. We got to get professional jobs now since we ain't in King's Landing no more. We just only in the state. We're in the shipyard. We got to be professional. Right. We got to cut our hair.
Yeah, man. For my man, he ain't my man. I ain't gonna say that. Viserys just can't do nothing right, bro. Like everything, if Viserys got his hands on it, if it's a plan of his, it is destined to go awry. Like it's not gonna work. From the hunt to the damn tournament he had in the beginning to this fantastical wedding he was putting together. Like when he was talking about the wedding, and we need to start over, but he was talking. That shit sounded amazing. 7 days of shit and all kinds. I was like, this shit gonna be fired. Was not fired at all.
The opposite.
You let too many thugs in the club.
Right.
But let's start from the beginning.
Let's dive into this, man. Let's dive into the episode a little bit. So if we look at this episode, we come out, we get the ships coming out. We get everything they rocking with the ships. Everybody's rolling through. And I was wondering in general with this episode, before the ships, we get Damien rolling up on his wife.
Yep.
At the Vale. She's an Aaron, which connects back to John Aaron. So I'm wondering, what is she in the lineage to John Aaron as well?
Yeah,
maybe a great aunt or something like that, because she didn't have any kids.
She didn't have any kids, so it's got to be an aunt.
It got to be like an aunt, like you know.
So he shows up. He don't say nothing.
But then he walked in like the Highlander. He walked in like
he walked in like a Dark Lord of the Sith. Like he walked up like, yo.
He did not come in happy to see his wife at all. But she didn't ride up on him like she was happy either. She rode up on him like she wanted some smoke. Like she came up on him. Like
so she worked it all the way through.
Yeah.
She doing all that talking and she's working it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Like what he's here for. You know, I haven't seen you. You said ill stuff about me in the streets, you know? And she get that look.
So do you think Damien was trying to like do a thing of like trying to make you? Do you think he was purposely trying to get the horse to do that, or he was gonna kill her in general?
He was gonna kill her in general.
I don't think so. I think he was just walking home. I mean, he wasn't gonna kill her like that. Like she rolled up on him.
Yeah,
like
he definitely wasn't gonna kill her like that necessarily. But first off, every time he walks into some place, he makes a motherfucking entry.
He does.
He comes here all incognito, you know, head covered, you know, not letting people know who he was. And then when she realized that he came back to kill her, then now the plan has to adjust. You know what I'm saying? So now
I can see that.
You know, he got out by herself. You know, he saw opportunity. He's like, well, and then no one else knows I was there because I'm sure he had some type of contrived plan to low key come back and find an opportunity to get her along to kill her, because there's no way he could have known that she was showing up right then and there.
Yeah, no, he definitely was. He was on somebody. Okay, for her to even ride out there, somebody had to have seen him though. Like, because she was on a mission. He
didn't come out with no dragon. That's the thing that I think that it was a hit. He ain't coming with no dragon. Where's this dragon at? That's
True,
like you coming over to somebody, like Sleepless Mike, me coming over to your house and like, where the Maxim at? And like, oh, I'm in a Cutlass.
But she was nowhere near the keep. Like, she caught that dude coming through the valley. Like,
right.
Like, she rolled up on him. Like she knew. Like, and she did reach for her weapon before he did the horse thing. Like, she about to clap him too. It was about to be an equal clap situation.
Right. I mean, I think he was going to sneak back into the keep and then lay in wait and find an opportunity to catch her by herself.
Oh, because that's why he didn't bring no dragon.
Right. Yes, I didn't bring no dragon. She comes out there because remember, she didn't recognize him at first until he pulled back his cloak.
This is true.
So it wasn't like she knew it was him. She was expecting him.
Good
She
point.
thought it was a stranger, and then she realized it was him. Then now it's a crime of opportunity. He's like, well, damn, that's exactly what I was looking for. Opportunity. Nobody know I'm here. Catch her slipping. Kill her. I can kill her and get gone. Because think about it. If anyone knew he was there when he meets her uncle, I think it was later on at the wedding.
Oh yeah, he was pissed. Like, I think that was a cousin, uncle, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. They suspected him, but they had no evidence he was even there. And his claim was, I was nowhere near there.
That's real.
So he had to have came with some low key intentions. Whether or not that was the way he thought it was going to play out, I don't think so. But I think his
job got done earlier than normal. Like, like I thought I was going to sneak in town and hang out for like 3 days and get into the castle.
Yeah. He definitely slunk in the town, dog. Like, but still made an entrance. Even walking with the little cloak on, I'm like, oh, this nigga up to no good. I knew he was up to. I knew something bad. Whenever Damon around, Damon's like the catalyst for chaos to me. Like, he don't necessarily kick it off, but he always is like, oh shit, Damon here, we can wild out. I feel like that's what happens.
Sleeping like having your boy. You go to club with. We're gonna get into a fight tonight.
Yeah, see that? Like, even if the fight don't kick off because of him, he gonna get in it in some way. His drink gonna fall. Somebody gonna step on his shoe.
He gonna holler at somebody, girl.
Don't let the nigga talk to you like that. Like, he gonna do something to egg the fight on, and then now we all fight. That's Damon. By the way, I can't wait till we get to that wedding. That nigga slunk out of there like fucking smoke. When the shit went on, Damon got the fuck out of Dodge, dog. I don't even know how he did it.
He pulled a Batman. He pulled a Batman.
I'm looking for Damon. I'm looking for a little white-haired man with a haircut. He snuck the fuck out the room. Man. He dipped. I was like, where'd Damon go? Oh my God, what happened to Damon? Damon went from grabbing faces and wilding out to gone. And
he came in with the grandiose thing though. Like, I'm here, baby. It's me.
Right.
And give me a seat. They didn't have a seat for him. Get me a seat. They pulled up a seat to make sure you got a seat.
And this
I am a friend.
And you see, and he low key flexed on Viserys because he showed him no issue. Viserys was pissed, but he gives a little nod, and they pull a chair, and then he throws at the end of the table. He leaning back. He doesn't stand when the queen walks up. Y'all trip on that?
No,
I didn't trip on that.
Yeah, he didn't stand. He's just leaning back in the chair like, man, I don't care what you just walk in or not, whatever.
So, damn. Okay, we got to let's stick with the story.
Yeah, let's go.
There's so much in that wedding I want to break down that we need to break down.
Let's go to Lanier and Rhaenyra. We come in. Viserys just shows up. Like, he ain't even send a raven, let him know I'm coming. No, nothing. Like, my man Corlys done been through battles. He's trying to chill. He's trying to have a little beer after his long work week. And it's like me coming up your crib sleeping. You done work 80 hours, and I just show up with like 4 people. Like
and you knew I had been at work. Like it wasn't like
right. I knew you'd been at work, but I didn't know what time you really got off.
Yeah. So
I'm assuming you off by now because you was like, "Yo, I'm gonna leave and go home." We should be home by now.
and just pop up. So from one, let's go to this nigga being on the boat. He the sickest, most fucked up king I've ever seen. Like,
and that means he's not no G though. He ain't been in no battles that he don't even have non-seasickness to be able to know like I'm riding to a battle.
Right.
Like everything on him is messed up. Equilibrium, like he got headaches, his skin falling off.
And then I was thinking about it. The Balerion the dragon, the biggest dragon, died after one ride on you.
Yeah.
You rode him one time, he died.
He's just not that guy. But anyway,
everything he touches turns to shit.
Yes, he's the like whereas Damon causes chaos, Viserys causes destruction, but not in a good way. Like whatever the fuck he touch turns to ash or shit, as you said. They pop up unannounced. But then dude was mad. Why ain't you out here to meet me? Nigga, I didn't know you was coming.
Exactly.
And what we all know is that you don't show up to a black person's house unannounced.
I do like. Look, this is the thing I like. I like that everybody was black there, damn near, except for Lanier's lover and his wife. Everybody else that was Valerian was black there. If you notice,
yeah,
everybody.
My man flooding the wig just now.
Yeah. It's all in my face. I can't see.
But everybody was black though, but those 2 people.
Yeah, I think
they had a black maesters.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so
dude, it's very pro-black, dog. I felt kind of proud, but I ain't gonna front.
No, listen, the fact that it's a black, for the most part, all black family, melanin up. They melanated as fuck. And they about that life too. Like for the most part, like you can't fuck with them.
and then another part of me that's messed up. I was like, they was like, oh, you gonna marry this white girl? Like, is it because everybody else is black? Like, Corliss was gonna marry the white girl. Like, oh, you gonna go marry the white girl?
But see, he always had aspirations to get to that throne.
That's true. So everybody might be cool with like, okay, he doing that to go get his credit score up.
At the time, he like she next. She up next. And
they were married before she got passed over.
She got passed over twice.
Yeah.
So he like, you passed me up the first time. Oh, wait, you up now? Now I know you up. Like you up. Like that first time, he was there. Like he was with her. They was already together. So he been making moves like this.
Right.
Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire or this whole, series, it's all about people making moves to get into a better position. That's really what it's all about. It's all a big-ass chessboard. He been trying to get to that throne for a hot second. Because he feeling like, yeah, you niggas got the throne because y'all had dragons, but y'all got a handful of them hoes now.
Right.
I still got my chips. I still got paper. It's my turn.
And I got ships.
Right.
Yeah, he's like, it's my turn.
All the trade is going through me.
He's like, it's my turn. So he marries her. I'm sure she cool.
Right.
She gets skipped twice. So now he like, okay, cool. My son can marry the queen or the princess, the future queen. He ain't got to talk shit. So is the child gonna take my last name? He got to talk like this is all he been wanting this for a long time.
I just want to make sure though before we it's gonna be Valerian, right? I just want to see where I can stretch this shit out at.
Yeah, he said, let me test my limits. So when they have some babies, right? He is the dude. And Viserys was like, nah, we not finna fuck all that. Your kid's gonna be Targaryen. Fuck it.
Right.
Fuck
but it's interesting though, I wonder if when they had that discussion on the contract, I wonder if he was like, but if it's like 4 or 5 of them kids, we'll flip this shit on the back end when another kid come up, and if another kid is the one that come up, we'll figure it out and make it Valerian.
Oh, I definitely wouldn't doubt it. It wasn't that many. It wasn't that many of them left. Literally, I mean, the new wife got some kids, but it really ain't that many of them motherfuckers out there. Like that's it.
Yeah,
Right.
so as we go into the show, so he comes in, sitting on his little throne, chilling. Everybody come in. He just came over. You just having this drink list like this sleep. I come in with 6 people over your crib. Like, oh dang, man, you ain't even open the door for it. Your wife had to open the door though. G, what's up? Like, what we
Nigga, I
doing?
was in my, and my response would have been just like his, but more niggerish. I was in my drawers, bro. The fuck?
Right.
I was in my
I
drawers.
can't. I got to put some pants on, man. Like, chill out. I don't know. I don't even know these other. He came. One, he got a new hand. He just showed up with a whole group of new niggas. It ain't
Yeah,
even niggas.
you're right. He showed up with a new hand. Like, I didn't even know this dude. Oh
But
He
no,
no,
showed
he,
up with a
he was on the small council before. He got
Yeah, he
promoted.
was. I'm just saying. He showed up with a whole bunch of new motherfuckers, and niggas got new jobs. Like, bro, you don't just come unannounced like that. But I do
you know,
really like
Raven
it.
came in and even let him know there was a new hand. He didn't even know it was a new hand. He didn't get no Raven. He didn't get World Star to know there was a new hand.
Well, it
That's
happened
true.
really quick.
That's
They
true.
left, and the Otto was leaving. They on
Yeah,
the boat. Otto was
but you could have sent a Raven though. I mean, they sent Ravens for everything else.
true. Well, they were up into that situation. They weren't fucking with them at the time. Dude, the
Right.
war had been over. Nigga never came back to the council. He owned the council, and he ain't been to a council meeting in years.
Yeah, I think it's at 3 years or something like
Yeah,
that.
he ain't been
Now
to a meeting.
I'll say this about Otto. The only thing Viserys got right was kicking Otto off. And it was confirmed with that conversation that he had as he was leaving. Because
Yes.
like, dude, you scheming too much. And your schemes are so obvious. There's no subtlety to your schemes. It's like, what do you expect?
The fact that this nigga possibly set your daddy up and you still let
Yeah.
this man be your goddamn hand is crazy to me.
Yeah, so what do you think those sleep when they came into the spot and they kicking it and they come in and like nobody knows they coming. What and his wife pops up and is like, so all these black people is like, you don't have a black wife though, sleep. But it'd be like me coming over to kick it,
He's all
or
asleep.
which you prove it though. Please sleep come back in though, because he had an echo.
Okay.
And you was like, hey man, my white wife, well, my white wife, your white wife, sleep back. So your white wife come in, like, hey, what's going on with y'all? Y'all want some potato salad?
That's his cousin. So I mean,
I know, but I mean, he acts like she ain't exist though. Like they wasn't up for the throne at the same time.
Yeah,
well, he
but
don't like that.
he doing so. She's a challenge to his power. So him showing deference to her gives credence to her claim to the throne. So I think it's more a political reason than actual dislike or disdain because they wanted the same thing. They were both being considered equally at the same time. And here's the thing: in this situation, they assumed that she didn't get it only because she was a woman. So in that case, it could be argued she would be the more effective and competent ruler. And let's be honest, he's not killing it. He's not knocking it out the park. So it's just like in the NFL. If your starting quarterback ain't killing and you got a good backup quarterback, everybody be looking like, man, maybe we should pull him. Maybe we should pull him. Maybe we should, And so I think that's probably why he's doing it. He wanted, and because even she said at the end of the conversation how it was unbecoming or something like that for him to show up, begging us to take his daughter's hand in marriage. So it still was very unkingly and unregal for him to do that. And so his relationship with her always has to kind of maintain that status that he has as the king, even though she's of royal blood and probably better regal than she would be, regent he would be.
All right, so what do y'all think about the Rhaenyra conversation? When they out on the beach, she was like, I know you like that red haired dude. I get it because check it out. I know that I don't see any other white people here, but this redhead kid that you fighting with in the valley and your mother. I don't see another white people.
Yeah, I mean, I think the writers got the analogy wrong because she said something like, you may like duck and I like chicken or something like that. I forgot what the order they said it in. But in this instance, it would be like, well, we're getting married, but we both like duck, right? Because she likes me and he likes me. And so it would be that, well, let's do this marriage for convenience and we can, and go through our own, pursuits, our own extracurricular activities, which I think is a fair trade because neither one of them were super excited about, getting married and they're doing their royal duty. But the issue I had was that he'd already agreed with it. So all the stuff along the lines afterwards was unnecessary because she brought the deal to him. She was the one that's going to be queen. Let's be honest. She's the one that's going to have to pop out the kids. So it's like, it's settled at that point. Like, there's nothing else to really talk about.
Yeah, the lover was a hater.
Yeah, he was.
He was clearly on some bullshit. I don't even understand. Niggas was just talking too much.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a whole lot of talking too much.
They should have changed his name in the show to didn't stay in his lane. That's all he needed.
Oh, shit. Hey, I got to rewind. One of the first niggas to talk too much, wasn't it the Hand's son? He like handicapped or some shit. The new Hand got a son.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's that's all Baratheons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure.
I mean, I know he's the. I know that's his son.
He's a Baratheon. He's a Baratheon. That's his brother. Is the Hen.
Okay, so it's his brother. Okay, cool.
So now it makes sense if you look at the longer Game of Thrones thing that the Baratheons end up getting the throne if he's just throwing salt in the game.
I mean, he's clearly more allied with the queen.
No, I don't think he is.
I mean, he snitched on the queen. He snitched to the queen about the plan B.
I think it's just to be to get them in a better place. So he don't give a fuck about neither one.
Oh.
You got to think the Baratheons end up being on the throne, and then you had 3 Baratheons in the future being the ones that want to be the War of the Five Kings.
I mean, that took hella years, though. It took a long ass time to get there.
But you got to think these people.
And it's only because old boy took his wife. I mean, his fiance. Like if dude don't take the fiance, Rhaegar don't take the fiance, don't none of that shit happen.
Doesn't. You true?
But I'm saying that the Baratheon is definitely playing an angle there, and I don't think that angle is because he cares so much about the queen. Because let's be honest, why would the Baratheon really care that Rhaenyra smashed somebody? Like, they're only marrying for political. They're not marrying for love. They're marrying for political power and to consolidate what they consider to be the hierarchy for the monarch. So like, he wouldn't really care, but he knew that the queen cared, and so he knew that he given information that particularly ran contrary to what she believed and what Rhaenyra told her would sow dissent between her and Rhaenyra. Because even like what Otto was saying, Rhaenyra wouldn't have killed her children and her half brothers by taking the throne, and she probably would have did what Viserys should have done, which was named her brother the heir until they had children, that came of age. Because there's no guarantee that they had children. There's no guarantee that they, particularly when she's married somebody who's, in the closet. So I mean, the biology may not necessarily work. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and the gangster part is that she literally was like, "Don't even trip. Do you? We just literally doing this just for this. What it is for our parents and what they are though." You could be with your guy, I'll be with my dude.
But now this is kind of a problem I had along those lines.
You want to go into the whole thing with the Knight brother? I can't remember his name now.
A couple things. I mean, before we get to the Knight, I forget his name too. But
Criston Cole. Sorry.
Yeah, the issue that I have is that since everybody seemed to know that Corliss's son was gay, and no one seemed to be bothered by it. He was still willing to do his duty and get married,
and because they knew,
right? They knew, so it's like, so what's the secret? If his parents know, his sisters know, hell, the princess seemed to already know, and this is the first time we even seen her interact with him. So it seemed to be a pretty open secret. So what's the risk of? I mean, you don't want necessarily everybody to know, but I'm saying all the important people already knew what it was. So what exactly are they hiding from at that point?
What do you think, Sleep, though, with the whole him being gay? Everybody in his whole family knew he was gay. Like this is what it is. Like
It was definitely on some Tyler
Corliss
Perry
wanted that
movie
crown
type
so
shit.
bad, huh?
It was on some Tyler Perry movie shit. He was like, he gonna grow out of it. He ain't gay for real. He playing.
We gonna put a woman in front of him and make sure and they gonna be on it.
He felt like
Yeah,
that coochie was gonna get them together.
yeah, his father said he thought he'd grow out of it, and okay, that means his father knew, and so it wasn't a big deal. Like his father wasn't like cutting him out the will or disinheriting him up because of it. So it didn't seem like there were any repercussions to him for it. So what I don't understand what the big to do was about running up on Criston, to say, hey, look, this is still what's this is what we're gonna do, because that dude's speaking completely out of turn. And what's worse was that, and no one else knows this, he already dropped down on the queen about his.
And that was the thing. I think he regretted doing that. I think he regretted talking to her about that, because when she confronted him, she wanted to ask about it. She messed with Damon, not about that, and he just gave up extra information for no reason.
He's an idiot. He's so fucking in his feelings and nervous about shit. He gave up everything
for no reason, because she wanted to ask about Damon. He gave her extra information for no reason.
Oh yeah,
you can't do no. Oh, go ahead.
So, who besides him thought that them becoming nobodies in Bravos was going to be better than her being queen of the Seven Kings? Like,
that's some egotistical shit for you as a dude, though, to think of
my man overvalued his stroke. He was like, yo, he about to give up being queen of all the Seven Kingdoms to come
gallivant around Bravos with no bread.
Like that was clearly the first woman he'd ever met.
Oh God! My man said we finna be on the run like Bonnie and Clyde. Like, what if you gonna come and find their ass? Like,
she looked at him like he was made of stupid. Are you crazy?
Ooh wee! Oh my God! Yeah,
it didn't work. It didn't work, and it was just like, all right, I get it. You a sucker for love.
He was hurt.
He was hurt. But my whole thing is like, yo, play your position. She already said, like, yo, don't worry about him. I'm literally just having this wedding for this. You own this sexual situation. I would, as we would say back in the day, you own this pussy. This pussy is yours.
What's
Nobody
crazy
else
though?
gonna mess with me. This is yours.
It ain't even his for real. That's what's fucked up. It's actually Damon's.
Well, okay, yes. Oh no.
He's a stunt cock. Stunt cock.
Man, he's a little young
He called him a stunt cock.
It is what it is. Like, it just is what it is. It's like, I mean, you gotta know your role. It's like, I mean, he's outplaying his coverage. You know what I'm saying? He's kicking out his league.
Oh shit!
He don't want to accept it. He think it's true love. He thought some love was gonna conquer all stuff. And you know what? Maybe if she wasn't the heir apparent, maybe it would be a consideration. She's gonna be full blown, you know what I'm saying, HNIC, Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. Ain't nothing you could offer her better than that.
And Pete, once she became queen, she could have changed that law if she wanted to, and been like, you know what, y'all can smash now.
Yeah.
And took out.
It's changed your position, but playing your position though, Sleep.
Play the long game.
So shout out to Raven. She's supposed to be here. She's taking out the locks that Pruitt has in his hair right now. But she did want us to say, do you think that Alira was super upset because they had a relationship between them two?
They were probably pillow princesses, definitely. They were scissoring, at least.
At the minimum.
At the minimum, they was putting coochie to coochie.
I think a layer too square for that.
Go back to the scene when they was like up under the tree. That shit was real awkward, bro.
It was. I mean, it's definitely. I think they definitely considered it. I don't think Alera actually did it.
Okay, I'll go with that. But she wanted to smell that. She wanted to see what that smelled like.
Oh, definitely.
And now Damon didn't. She think Damon smelled it, and the night that smelled it. Oh, she hot.
And Damon took you to the club.
To the sex club, bro. They didn't go to the regular club. They went to PTs on Wild Night. I don't even know if PT is still open, but PT,
It's open. It's still open.
They used to back in the day have a little Wild Night where you couldn't get in if you wasn't with a woman.
They made the back room. The back room is like a swingers area.
Yeah. So they put.
I don't know about that place.
Oh yeah. I mean, I ain't never been there on Wild Night, but I know people who've been there.
I don't know, Sleep. You may.
Sleep is living a charmed life, y'all. Sleep is
Been at the game a long time. Been at the game a real long time.
So the whole thing with Tristan, it was you could see, and I will give the writers super credit with this. You see Alera changing her persona of like when he came to give that confession, she was like, "Okay, you good, roll out," because she got a spade. She got a fucking ace of spade in her pocket that on this dude. Oh, yeah. I got this information. I'm gonna hold that in my back pocket.
Oh yeah.
It was a progression. It was that last conversation she had with her dad, Otto. Then she talked to the little Weasley nigga, the Baratheon and Weasel nigga.
And then the third one was the Tristan is like,
yeah.
And that sealed the deal. She like, okay, I see what the fuck is up. You motherfuckers lied to me. Y'all
I gotta play the Game of Thrones.
Right.
Now, I'm all in now.
Yeah, she like deal me in. I'm in this game. This Game of Thrones, I'm dealing. Yeah, I'm dealing.
So let's go to the wedding, man. I think that weddings are not good in Game of Thrones when we see weddings at this point.
Never.
Like, I'm trying to think what wedding has been good. I guess Rob's original wedding was good. But it was on some like Vegas, going to the Vegas chapel. Like, yeah. Rob had the Vegas chapel wedding. He ain't.
It wasn't enough people there. He
ain't go back to the north and do a big thing. He had a Vegas chapel wedding. Like, we was gonna do this. Well, let's just get married now because we love each other.
They did the jagged edge. We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do this. We just gonna do it. Quick, fast. Let's go.
Hey, yo, Rob Stark did have the jagged edge. Let's get married.
He said, "I need to get the troops on the road. Fuck it, let's get married."
Like troops still rolling out. They rolling behind me with wagons, and I'm getting married.
He was back on the road too. Right. He got married. He smashed. He went on the road.
He conquering areas. He went to conquer a couple other areas afterwards.
He said, "I'm here for a good time, not a long time."
I don't even think he enjoyed it. The way he fell in love too quick. He got it and was out.
So how do you all think of like every individual person coming in? Because the Lannisters come in. And
so he was salty from jump. He was salty because he wanted to marry her.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm interested with do the Lannisters have a lineage of just twins all the time? Because those are two twins that came up.
Oh yeah, that's
like,
right.
Is it just a thing of like their thing of having twins?
They say twins run in the family, so
right. That's what I'm saying though. So. And then they real slimy of it. And if you look at Tyrion is not a twin, and Tyrion is the only one that has some kind of morals.
I can fuck with that.
The twins in the Lannister family are no, I take that back because Tywin. Is Tywin?
Tywin had a brother, but he's not a twin.
He had a twin, yeah.
But is Tywin considering you all consider Tywin being like sinister, or is he kind of like?
No, I don't. I think Tywin is just criminally pragmatic. Like he's not necessarily evil. He's just so pragmatic. It's like the decision is what gets me the best outcome. That's the decision.
And he's family first, always. Family first, and nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I have a problem with it. I mean, yeah, he's like, look, I'm in it to protect mine. You know, because even if you go back to the original series, when he's talking to what's Marjorie's mother name? I forgot her name.
Mace Tyrell.
Yeah, when he's talking to her, when he's offering a marriage, he goes, "Look, if this ugly business about my family and my son and daughter are true, then that hurts us. But if it's not, then you give up an opportunity to have your bloodline on the world throne." Like, he didn't even care about whether it was true or not. He was saying we can proceed like it's true and it mess both of our houses up, or we can pretend like it's not, and you'll know that your lineage will be, because you know you're not related to, my grandson. So it still wound up just being a pragmatic component. He probably didn't want to believe it was true anyway, but also it really didn't matter based on the case that he presented.
No, I mean, he was one of the greatest minds in Westeros at the time, and I'm a Tywin fan because he's family first. I'm never gonna fault a man for being family first. Like, I got no issue with that. Family first, the realm second, but family first.
Yeah.
So let's jump into the situation with the episode. The Lannisters come through, and are the Lannisters new money? That's my second question I had in my notes. Are the Lannisters new money?
I think so. I think
because the Hightowers have a lot of money too. The Tyrells have a lot of money. Are the Lannisters that new money because we find these mines?
They found some gold mines. They always have them.
But they found that's a newer thing though.
Right.
It's
they
new
found
money.
It. They new money.
Yeah, they new money because
so they a little bit extra. Is that why they're extra? Like, we new money, nigga. What up?
Because think about it, we still don't hear that phrase. A Lannister always pays his debts, because they hadn't had money long enough in order to be known.
Yep, that's real.
That's a good wow.
They not just new money. They knew a lot of money. Like, they ain't just like, we got a lit paper. They like, hey, we got paper now.
We billionaires.
Yeah.
They the Beverly Hillbillies. They went from like broke to the motherfucker to we got paper now.
like even think of like the gift that Jason gave for the hunt. He gave this super gold gaudy spear to kill the boar with. But then when you look at like what Tywin gives, he takes an old Valyrian steel blade and it has it broken down to make two out of it, because the history of once he got past the new money component, it wasn't the actual dollar amount value, it was the historical and practical value of it that meant more to him. So that even the gifts that they wound up giving didn't wind up being the gaudy, excessive, most expensive gift, because they were used to money by then. They were paid and been paid.
Whereas these cats, they not used to money for real.
No.
That nigga, he put extra diamonds and shit on there. He like, here, take this. That is not a practical weapon, bro. That weapon.
Or a stag, bro. A stag. Now, their ideal of hunting ain't our ideal of hunting. Because they wind up having some other people just capture it and just hold it so you can stab it. You know, ain't really hunting. But for a stag, the big ass spear like that, that's crazy. Because you wasn't gonna throw that motherfucker.
We have not heard that yet. That is a new thing, but maybe it becomes old. I hope we see it though at some point. Like, Lannister always pays them debts, and somebody gets murked.
Because eventually they become the bank. Eventually, them niggas is the ones that bankroll everything.
Yeah, and then they end up becoming broke though, because the gold mines get dried up.
Because they've been bankrolling everything and stunting. They start stunting.
Right.
They're like, we got so much money, we good. Whole time, that shit running low.
Yeah,
because it's only a certain amount of gold. You gotta wait till coal becomes gold. I mean, that's diamonds, but you still have to wait for it to mine to be able to become gold in general. And they just sending that shit out like on. And you know what? And even going into the regular series, that's why they were cool with it, because they think the Lannisters had their. Because remember, I don't know who was though. Was it Tyrion? Anybody said like the gold mines aren't as popping as nobody knows the gold mines are getting corrupt.
Right.
But
That's why they had
Bravos didn't know that.
Yeah.
Bravos thought like, oh, this shit just cracking.
And you know,
Like,
Robert Baratheon even says that in one of the earlier episodes when he's talking to Ned. He's like, you know, I owe her father, half of, I'm indebted to her father, half of my army and half of my stuff, because the crown was borrowing money from the Lannisters you know. And
shit.
so that was one of the reasons why he didn't just kick Jamie and all the rest of them out, because when Ned suggested that, he was like, I owe him too much money. I can't do it. I got to keep him happy.
Yeah.
Damn.
The Lannisters was China, but China ain't really got no money for real. They're like, like the whole time they broke too. They borrowed money from the free cities and Bravos and shit. They broke too.
Yeah.
So man,
but even then, so they came in all flyed up, and then Damon comes in with his unannounced interest, and you know he just gangsters that. I mean, he just murders it. Like if Don't Give a Fuck was a person, it's Damon. Like he's just not.
I'd have killed him if I was Viserys. I'd have killed his ass right there. I just banished your ass 2 weeks ago. He ain't been gone but 2 weeks.
He just come and go.
Hold on, and then you got a murder rap on you too. So now you got somebody come up to me. Oh, yo, somebody got murdered around this time.
Right when you get banished, your wife died.
And then he come back with, but that means since I was her husband, that I got some money coming to me, right? So I'll be back to see about my estates and my holdings, because
well, see, this goes back to my theory that the Baratheons were way more intrinsic into what was going on. Is the fact that the Baratheons and the Aaron family was super dope close. John Aaron is Baratheon's first king, his
First hand.
king. His first hand. Why? So like, why is that's some get back? So he come in, he didn't told, because the Baratheons and the Aarons are Trump tight. So you didn't told that. I don't know. I wonder when the death happened. So when he went to go tell Aerys that this happened, of like, yo, did you check on this? Is that timeline in between where they're moving pieces on their side that are over in this area that we don't even see, if that makes sense? So if the word gets back that this dropped off and happened here, and then it goes back to the Baratheons, and then now we have Baratheons in here that are there, and then now we're gonna salt the game up.
Well, but here's the question though. Viserys doesn't learn that Daemon's wife dies until he goes see Corlys,
because he was on a boat. Right. He had to sail to him.
Right, but how did Corlys find out so fast?
They got a raven. The raven couldn't find the boat.
Oh, he's saying ravens were the boat.
Yeah, the ravens. So I'm pretty sure they sent the raven out to the major houses, because she a big deal. If the prince's wife dies, that's a big deal. So they was probably sending ravens everywhere. Not Daemon, but they talk about her family. Like,
oh, you saying World Stars? They putting it on the World Star screen.
Yeah, like that's a big deal. If the prince's wife dies, that's kind of huge.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
I'm just wondering, timeline wise, is that before? I mean, and we don't know because the way they position it in the show, do the Baratheons know that this happened when the crippled Baratheon goes over and drops that dime?
I think so.
Probably so.
I think so.
Because I think it was a long journey. It seemed like he was on a boat for a while. He wasn't doing too good.
Yeah, that's true. But also, let's think about it. Everybody that Viserys is related to is either Corlys's wife, his kids who, are children there, his daughter who is, with him for most of the time, and then Daemon who killed her. So only person that would have told him would have been
Daemon.
Yeah, would have been a Baratheon, because his hand would have found out, and then his hand would have delivered the message to the king. My presumption is always
no, to his brother. His brother is the crippled guy that dropped dime.
No, but what I'm saying is that I would assume the way the king gets information is that important information goes to the hand first. So the hand always knows it before the king does. Then the hand presents it to the king. That's how I would.
Because the king is isolated.
Yeah,
that's how around the city at all. He in the back.
Yeah. So I mean, so I think I would believe something like that. Regardless of it, they would send it to the hand, and in the hand's absence, then maybe his brother finds out, or some other person that he trusts but that would still be a Baratheon.
Or at least the council. I'm sure any council members that was there would probably, the hand got to share it with the council too, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like, hey, the princess of the veil is dead
Yeah. And
in
then
an accident.
can we talk about how Corliss and them showed up?
Ooh,
BET
not-
Awards. They showed up at the BET Awards.
that was
The
belly,
BET
dog.
Awards.
They came in like belly. If they would have slowed it down and put some music on that, it'd have been fire.
And then I don't know if and this could just be as because we black, but then it feels like the Manila version is Eris coming in with the green thing on, like after the stunt show came through, then you gonna stunt with this hammer wear green because it's gonna be the idea of we go to war as the Hightower family.
Yeah. And I appreciate them pointing that out because that was they kind of hit us over the head with it, but there was subtlety that we needed to understand, particularly for the character's development. Because
And it's the greens versus the blacks that we know coming up in general too with the war.
Yeah. And so I really like how they did that because they showed one of my problems with the show is that they do a poor job of explaining what the time skips are. Like you can just tell us, this is 5 years later, 7 years later. This
You said
and
put like a little thing 5 years later, ellipses.
Yeah, because they're doing huge time skips and unequal time skips. So sometimes it's a couple months, sometimes it's a couple years, and it's only been 7 days for us when we consume it. So I think it should be more obvious as to how much time has passed because it seems from show to show that these character developments are happening overnight, and they are. But if they were more overt about how much time has passed, then it would make a little bit more sense and be easier to consume and swallow.
Yeah, we about to get a big one next episode. It's about to skip.
Yeah, it's gonna skip
like 10 years,
15
right?
years, 10,
Yeah.
10, 15 years.
We about to skip. It's about to be a big ass skip.
So our final thing is Criston Cole goes and kills Daenerys' brother. What is his name?
His concubine, his lover.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure his name. So goes to kill. My notes.
You looking up his name?
Lenore's lover.
Yeah.
Joffrey. His name's Joffrey.
So
that's funny.
So that's what I was talking about earlier in the show. I understand from a viewer's perspective why that was interesting and intriguing to show that they had that conversation earlier. But it didn't make sense why he goes up to Night Cole to have that conversation because it's already been legislated. His parents already know that
it makes sense. I think it makes sense.
He just a messy dude. He just messy.
Yeah,
It's
so
messy, and he also is. It's like a damn. I'm trying to like make it not messy in general from my perspective.
I guess he look, and also that's his
it's like two women that are mistresses for two powerful people, and they be like, hey, we good. Like they can find their kinship on that.
They
like,
can
hey,
bond on.
Yeah, like we bonding off of this. Like we both messing with two kings or whatever. We good.
Oh shit!
Like,
He looking for a partner. He looking for somebody who understands what he's going through.
Yeah, exactly.
I could accept that if he didn't tell Lenore that that this is a chip that we can play, and now we got some dirt on the princess or the future queen.
And that's where he flipped out of him because he think that he's so fucking above shit now. He became like this fucking above fucking reproach type of dude now.
And what we found in Game of Thrones overall, so two things: A, weddings are never a good thing, and secondly, oversharing information is deadly. In Game of Thrones, like oversharing information, you want to get.
We had Criston Cole saying his shit. We had Joffrey, this lover Joffrey oversharing.
Yeah, and that's the deadly component, and it didn't give him any more advantage.
He gave him no leverage.
He gave him no leverage.
I don't think he was looking for leverage. I think he really was along the lines of Daryl, looking for like we have a shared experience.
We can go have coffee. We can go kick it, hang out. You know, when
How'd
they
they work
gotta
out
go
for
do
him?
their thing, and we good, and
How'd
we
they
know
work
what's
out for
going
him?
on. We both aware.
How'd they work out for him?
He died.
I mean, he dead, obviously.
Right. And
But
that's
no,
the whole
my
point.
question is, how did he find out though?
Oh, he told him.
Oh, he did.
No.
Linares told him like right after
No.
the conversation. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about how did Joffrey find out?
Joffrey found
Linares-
out. He was
Linares-
watching it. Remember?
Yeah, he just said it. Yes, he looked. I'm saying
He told,
he just
he
gave
was
a
like, I could
perspective
tell
of
by
it.
how he's staring that he the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
nobody told him. That's my point. He just was. He was being nosy.
Mistress know. He know the signs. He be looking like that too. He like, I know that look. Nigga, I do that every day. That's my look.
He
No,
said,
dead ass. He walked up on him. He was like, that's him. Look at how he's staring at her.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Look at how he's looking. And that nigga was he was looking real hard. And he wasn't looking at nobody but her. The
But-
king talking, he's staring at her.
But he's her personal guard. So I mean, I think that
It wasn't no grim face though. It wasn't no guard face. It was on some I'm pissed off that she's up there kind of face. Like that should be me.
I get it. I'm not arguing with you on that. What I'm saying is this: he walked up there with the confidence of 1,000 suns, and he didn't have anything confirmed. And I'm saying that before you walk up to a killer accusing him of something that would get him killed, you probably should do a little bit more due diligence, even if you're convinced of this thing being the truth. Like he walked up to a paid, hired murderer. It was like, I'm gonna talk real slick and reckless to you on what I believe because of some looks that I saw you give.
He thinking this a king's guard. We had a wedding. He might kill me in 2 weeks, but he ain't finna wild out here. Like it turned into the Source Awards. Like that shit not supposed to happen at the wedding.
Agree. But
he didn't stab him. He beat him to a pulp. It wasn't no, I'm gonna stab you real quick and bury you in the back, or I'm gonna cut your throat type shit.
And the thing is, the security, you don't stop security from beating up somebody. So it's not like, because I saw online people like, why nobody stopped him? Because he's security.
Yeah.
You can't stop security from doing what they doing.
And you don't want that smoke. You only get involved in the fight if you're ready to get involved in a fight.
And it's the King's Guard too. So we don't know why he did this.
And he's the only King's Guard, to my knowledge, that had actually been in war.
Yeah.
Yes.
He a veteran. He a veteran.
Yeah.
He didn't get that shit because his daddy was rich or because I owed this nigga a favor. Like I've been in the field.
He sees a fight through. He sees a fight to the end. He fights all 12 rounds.
It was pandemonium.
Bro.
All right, and last up.
Hey, Tyler, wait. Before you skip, we gotta do the dance because Damon was wilding.
Oh, with the dance, yeah, like sitting there acting like he finna kiss and like looking at his brother and shit.
Yeah.
But he hollered at the black girl too. He was on bullshit.
He had a free time party. Like he just like I'm putting out bets everywhere.
And he said some wild shit though. He was like, "You just as fine as your brother." I was like, "Wait, what?"
Right.
Look here. He said some real wild shit. I was like,
shout out to Ober and Martell, who is pansexual as well.
Like he's like, all of y'all can get it like group page.
He really was like, hey, baby girl, you cute, almost as cute as your brother. What's going on with you? I was like, wait a minute, big dog. That he equal opportunities. I was like, shit.
And that really kind of points out the modern day dating dynamic because a prince gets to holler at everybody at the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody take it personally. He shoot a shot at everybody. Everybody like, I mean, whatever, it is what it is. It's my turn.
I'm recently single, and he dropped that shit quick. And she was like, "I'm so sorry for your loss." He was like, "I'm not." I was like, "Damn, this nigga."
And then she pressed up like, "Well, what's cracking?"
She's her father's daughter. She like, let me get some of this Targaryen shit too.
She been trying to get in the game. She was 12.
Oh, but no, she like 18 now.
I know, yeah, she was too young to get in the club beforehand, but now she's like, look, I'm prime club age.
Shit, that is her.
Yeah.
She almost married the king.
Yes. Yeah. And look, low key, he would have had a finer wife on the black side than her.
He the one. He's definitely one.
But he would have had to marry a 12-year-old 6 years ago. I mean,
But I'm saying you could let her bake, and I can do my own little bullshit.
But that's what I was saying in episode 3. I was like, yo, he was always talking about how he didn't really want to do it, and he wanted to grieve his wife and his son. He could have put her on the shelf. You know what I'm saying?
He wanted some immediate pussy though. That's the problem.
He the king. It's 7 kingdoms full of immediate.
That nigga don't want no pussy for real. He just want to play Legos. He want to build shit in his little office and get the leeches. All he worried about is leeches and Legos. I hate this nigga. I hate this nigga, dog.
Sleep said it in a couple episodes. He's the dude that's your homeboy. He just wanted the chick just to be around, but he wanted to go play video games all day.
That nigga be building all kind of shit in this room. That shit elaborate as fuck. Kingdom is falling apart. That shit beautiful though. But in real life, the kingdom is in shambles, dog. He don't know what the fuck going on. He just there.
But he got that Lego set, that 20,000 piece Lego set going on.
That shit's immaculate.
If David from the Bible could have, or is it Saul? I don't know. Some cat in the Bible had like 700 wives and concubines.
That's David.
The new widower.
No, Saul. It's Solomon. Solomon.
Okay. Yeah, the new widower king could get a side piece.
I don't understand why he has not. His wife don't even fuck with him for real no more. She ain't never there. He be getting leeches and drugs and shit. Where's my wife? He's predisposed.
He got to call for his wife. He got to send a call. He got to call her.
And she act like she didn't know what was up. She's like, it's late. He's like, yeah, but the king called though.
She like, shit.
Y'all think she gonna end up sampling young Criston Cole? She gonna sample that? What y'all think?
100%.
I hadn't thought about that, but probably
100%.
She not attracted to the king no more. That nigga turned her into a fucking leopard.
If she's so virtuous and that she's been virgin until she ain't had no young dick. She's had
all she know is mystery. That's all she know.
She know old dick that get done in 6 minutes.
That he's falling apart now.
That is a problem with that love thing, because if that was Cole's first time smashing, he had taken a vow of chastity. Let's be honest, it's not going that long. That was his first time.
And he didn't know, because we already said he'd been to war. He's already been to war. What you think?
Yeah, but he probably was smashing. I'm sure he was smashing before he got.
Yeah, I went to war already. Like, what you think happens after we finish this battle?
Oh,
yeah, he been outside.
It wasn't he got the job. They took the vow of chastity.
Yes,
correct.
Okay.
The King's Guard can't have sex no more. Once you join the King's Guard, you done.
But you can have sex before that.
Yeah. Okay.
But like once you in there, you done. Like no more coochie.
I was like, ain't no virgin lasting longer than about 3 minutes. Like
Criston Cole was in there making love.
I mean, she threw it on him, dog. She had been.
I would say that's the first woman he's had sex with that he loves.
True. She had been to the sex club. She almost smashed her uncle. Like she on some freaky shit. He wasn't ready.
So do you think he knows that?
No, I don't think he knew.
He knows now, though. I think he knows now, though.
He knows now, but he wouldn't even snitch on himself.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think he knows, because
he knows now, though. That's what makes him more mad, though. It's like being with a girl, you be like, dude, she been kicking it with such and such and such and such. I thought it was me.
Right, but I'm saying, but when he snitched on himself, the queen wasn't asking about him. She was asking about Damon.
But I'm saying by this point now, he knows, though. Like, she been out there kicking it.
Right. Okay. I'm with you now. But I'm just saying, like, he didn't know that night. He didn't know even afterwards. And this is a couple years later. But that secret held for what, 2-3 years?
Yeah. And mention him. What do y'all think about this suicide attempt?
Sucker shit.
Yeah, he's a wild. Like he's soft. I mean, he's not soft, but he on some bullshit.
It changed the whole dynamic of the character, because at first he was like a noble G. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I mean. Here's the thing: had he been a virgin and he broke his vow and then fell in love with her and wanted to run away with her and live kids, that would have made more sense. What he did, I wouldn't have approved it, but it would have made more sense. But if he was out here in these streets at war, hitting brothels and smashing other chicks, he would have just known what the game be by then.
But I
Like,
think it's the fact that he broke his vows for her, and she like the queen regent or the whatever. She's gonna be the queen, the heir to the throne. He really was on some. She loved me for real. Like she supposed to be a virgin, and she threw it at me. She
But I
really
think she
loved me.
did love him for real though. But she
She
started
ain't love
gonna
that
give
nigga
up
for real.
she
She
ain't
the
love her
fuck.
enough to give up being queen,
She the fuck naming 2 hours before that. If Damon was down,
bruh.
that's the
Bruh.
same night, bro.
That's real. That's
I like
real.
to consider
Damon love.
myself happily married. But
That's real. No, you
if
still
my
that's
wife
real.
got to be the queen of England and all she had to do was give up me, I'm betting that she give me up. As a matter of fact, I would suggest that she do it. I'm like, that's a
Cause
much
I'm about to be Criston Cole, but the right way. I'm about to be quiet than a motherfucker. We
And
rich
look,
now.
and I'm gonna be directing traffic in there, be like, hey, Sleep been out there tripping on everything. Go and send some people out and then fuck him up.
Man, I be snitching like a motherfucker. That motherfucker did this. I'm gonna protect the. Now my wife is the throne. Oh, and niggas don't know. Or I guess it'd be my ex-wife. It's the throne. Oh, I'm definitely finna be on some fuck her, but hating all the time. Cause I'm still beating. I'm still getting it. Best believe. I'm getting it and be like, yeah, that motherfucker over there with them red cloaks. They on that bullshit. You need to watch that.
because here's the
I'm
thing,
letting you know what's up.
and that's the thing. It wasn't truly love because he knew what the consequences were for her. He was only talking about him breaking his vows, and okay, it's fine. But let's be honest, he
But
ain't
now
the
you
first.
moralistic. You super moralistic now. All of a sudden,
Right. And like he ain't the first King's guard that ever smashed. Let's be honest here. Like, come on now. Like you don't tell me as
this
long
sound
as
like
the
the
crown's
Adam
still out.
Levine chick that's talking about like my morals is messed up. Then now all of a sudden it's because I've been manipulated.
Yeah, come on, son.
Okay.
Like you gonna blow up her spot. She's in line for the throne. You gonna blow up her spot. If the queen says anything and if she doesn't murder you, then you blew up her spot just because she was butthurt and she wouldn't run away and live in poverty with you instead of being a queen. Which I mean, I gotta be honest with you, I've never met anybody who would take that deal. I've never met anybody who would take that deal.
And if a dude try to make you take that deal, he's a horrible person too.
Right. You don't really love him.
But Pete, I think if it came out that he had smashed, it's like something worse than death. Because he asked the queen for like a quick death and don't fuck me
Yeah,
up,
he said,
don't
"Don't
torture
torture
me.
me." Yeah.
So I mean, at this point, they know something up. He didn't kill the damn the king to be's boo. He didn't kill them. Like some
But his
shit gonna come
motivation,
out at some point. Some shit's gonna come out.
that's the thing. His motivation. That's what I'm saying. Him and Joffrey's motivations don't make sense to me, and maybe I'm just not as in tune to that stuff as I should be. But it's like if he feels so torn up and conflicted about breaking his vow, then why ruin the woman he loves' life and his own life because he doesn't want to accept the fact that the offer he made was a shitty offer. It just was a shitty offer. Like
Crime of passion, maybe is what they going with.
And ego
Spur
too.
of the moment. I
He think-
wasn't
and
thinking.
It's
Rage.
ego too. It's ego too. Like I'm so dope. You can give up all this shit to be with me because I'm that dope.
that's a heavy lift.
Or on
That's
some
ego.
selfish shit. I'm gonna kill this nigga because he know the truth. Ain't could have just been some
100%,
selfish shit. This nigga know. I'm gonna kill him.
Now let me ask you this question: do you think any part of that was him trying to ruin her night? 'Cause that's her engagement party.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a nigga. He's a nigga scorned at this point. He's scorned. He's hurt. That nigga's
Yeah,
hurt.
he's not trustworthy at all. Like
He Kanye West right now. He on some bullshit. Like he's fucked up. He's on some.
Kanye West.
I'm fucking everything up tonight and leaving. He fucked it up and left. He didn't even stay around. He pulled the Damon. Beat the
But
nigga to a pulp and just walked out. He just walked away.
But here's the thing: so he didn't kill himself because the queen told him not to. Again, what does he think is going to happen? You think the queen is now going to like? You think the queen's going to protect him from the king for murdering somebody?
Yes.
You think
Yeah.
so? No. Okay.
Yeah.
You think he thinks that though?
I'm sure. And that's what's gonna happen too.
She already
That's
got a
exactly
couple.
what's gonna
Now
happen.
she's got 2 ace of spades on his ass.
Not only do I know that you were smashing the princess, but also without me, you dead. I got you. That's a bitch now. Like literally, I know the story, but that's literally like
Yeah.
she
No,
is.
I get that. No,
Yeah,
I
he
get
is.
it. I know what ultimately happens. What I'm saying is that from his perspective, though, how is he so confident that the queen can protect her from Viserys and Rhaenyra at this
The
point?
queen walked in and all that green shit. And at first, only her allies stood up. I know everybody eventually stood up, but in the beginning, the motherfucker was like, "Oh, she got that green on.
It's
I
on.
want I want a guy to be king anyway. I'm with her."
Yep.
They stood up because they was on some fuck what Viserys talking about. His old ass gonna die. We with her. So at this point, it's breaking up already. It's
Okay.
already two factions. It's Viserys and Rhaenyra, and then it's her and Aegon. It's
Yep.
already split.
Yep. And Criston
Niggas
Cole
choosing
on that
sides.
side too.
So she like, not only did this motherfucker who I tried to take away and she could have gave up everything to be with me, still gonna marry this gay nigga, but now the queen got my back. Oh, I'm on the queen side now. He made a choice. He said, "I'm with the queen. Fuck it, I'm out." He all
So,
in too. Like this nigga's about to be all in. He's with the queen.
so do you think? So you think he's still going to be Rhaenyra's personal guard?
Now that shit
No,
probably dead. He gonna be a
it's dead.
Kingsguard though, but that shit's probably over with.
Yeah, that shit's over. He's done.
That shit done. Cause her husband not gonna go for that. The
Oh
nigga that killed my boo
yeah,
is now he got to be over here with us.
yeah.
Like that's done. Give me another one. It's like 7 of them niggas. Give me the other nigga.
But that's what I'm saying, though. So, but that's what I'm saying. I know what happens, but I'm saying that from the perspective of right now,
He
what
gullible. He
what
gullible.
would
He
be,
a fall
what would
for
be
it.
her argument? What would be her argument to Corliss's wife, um, Lenore? I forgot his name, but basically the guy that's going to marry Rhaenyra, and then
Yeah,
Viserys.
Lenore.
Rhaenyra,
If,
yeah.
if I was her,
What would be their argument not to expect his blood because he's not a nobleman, he's not so high up that he's untouchable. So what would be the call for him not to be punished severely?
he did it to protect the realm. Dude walked up on me and tried to blackmail me and tried to besmirch the princess's name, and I felt like I had to deal with it on the spot because
Okay.
she gonna have to deny it. If dude like, so was we fucking? She gotta say no.
Facts.
So I mean, like she can't be like, yeah, we was fucking. Now Courtney's about to be pissed. You was fucking this nigga. You married my son. Like she got to keep that shit to the chest. He came up on me on some bullshit, talking about I was fucking you and I knew I wasn't, and I'm gonna keep on fucking him. And that's a disrespect to you because that's your husband now. So I took him out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see that.
And they got to go with that. And they have to go with it.
They got to. All right, fellas, we're gonna wrap this up. Sleep, where they gonna hit you up at, man?
Man, I be on Twitter sometimes. I've been lacking. I'm gonna do better. The name that y'all see on there, and if you can't see it, if you're just listening, gotta go to sleep with a little underscore after it.
All right. I know you not had anybody hit you up though, Pruitt. And look, that is what
man.
it is.
I just be out in these streets, so I don't be on the
Yeah,
internet.
you
like
see
that.
if they see you, they see
Yeah.
you. Make sure you hit us up on Lando Cal Pod on everywhere. Man, we'll be back next week. Next week's gonna be interesting, y'all. We gonna have like a 15-year jump, it seemed like.
Yeah, same like.
And it's gonna get real spicy. And
This
I
nigga
like that
Vincent is still holding on, bro. I saw the preview. That
Bruh.
nigga look like a fucking banana. He holding on though. He's an avocado.
Yeah, he was
He's
on the
aging
struggle bus.
horribly.
He
He's
was
like
definitely-
42.
Yeah,
He
he was on
about
the
to be
struggle.
like 50. He's about to be like 50. And he looks
he about to be out 50 and look like he 85.
like the Crypt Keeper, bro. He looks
But they're not
horrible.
gonna age Damon like that. You know that, don't you?
Well, Damon's like 10 years younger than him.
Right, but they're not right. But I'm saying like he looks like he's eight. That motherfucker look like on some Palpatine shit. Like he look like old. You know what I'm saying?
He got like 6 diseases. He getting leached every day.
He got leprosy. He got leprosy though. They said.
Dog, he having nosebleeds. He's fucked up. That
I
dude
thought
is
he was
fucked
gonna,
up.
I thought he was gonna die at the end of the episode.
When I saw the preview and saw him alive, I was like, what?
What? Yeah, I was like, what?
Niggas still
I
love
thought that was
He's
it.
Yeah.
I thought they about to stray away from the story, but I'm okay with that because I hate this. I can't stand them. So I'm like, they're going to stray away from the book, but I'm cool with that. I thought he had a heart attack, and that was it. And I was like, excellent.
cool. Now we in for the battle.
They showed the nigga in a wheelchair with that wispy ass hair, looking like an avocado, and I was mad, Daryl. I was pissed. I said, he's still
Because
here.
he's still here. How
He
is he
on
still
6?
alive?
Like, damn.
Let this nigga just die. Somebody
He
push
said
him out a
Palpatine, and
window.
that's perfect. He did look like Palpatine.
Right.
Yeah, he does. But all right, we will see y'all next week for the next episode of House of the Dragon. Peace.
Have a good night, fellas.
Later.